Hey there, everybody. Thought I'd make a new video. Let's see if I actually post it. I haven't shaved. Just really haven't felt like it. Need to buy a new razor, but as you can see, I don't have the best genes for beard growing. Mustache, I can grow one hell of a mustache. Goatee, but full beard. Doesn't work very well with me. It's just kind of just saying fuck it. Question I want to pose is, should you learn German and attempt to move to Germany? Because I've spent a lot of time, effort, money, other people's money, a lot of other people's time, a lot of stuff. To get here. Is it worth it in the end? I'm starting to question that. And granted, it's better than the United States. God, I hate the piss out of the United States. It's been so long since I felt at home. I don't even know what it means. What the word home means. One of my great fears in life is that I will never, ever experience what that word means again. Home. It's another one of these lies, like happiness, and perfection, and stuff. It's just another one of these things they tell you as you're a kid, and you're like, oh yeah, Santa Claus, home. Like, nope. Sorry. But, where should I start? First of all, the language is not very easy for an English-speaking mind. I always said that English is German for dummies. We don't have all the adjective endings and verb changes and I used to know this stuff. I used to work at an English school. Conjugations. All that stuff, you don't have it in English. Probably some of the worst thing we have is a and n. You know, when do you use a and when do you use an, or and then? You know, in German, you're doing that constantly. Constantly, everything changes. You know, it's not the hardest language for an English-speaking mind to learn. But sometimes I think it is close enough to English that you think it's easy, and then you're like, oh goodness, where am I? Then there's the dialects. So, you know, there's educated Germans out there, well, and I hate to imply that anyone that speaks a dialect is not educated, because they certainly are. But there are Germans who have taught themselves to speak in a high German, Hochdeutsch. But interacting with, I mean, I even got college professors that are talking straight up. Oh man, you really have to talk about calculus in a dialect. Bad enough that when you learn another language, they don't generally teach you the math, you know, when you study Japanese or Korean or Italian or French or whatever the fuck it is, you don't go to the class to learn, oh, we're gonna do calculus today, and you know, and this language, you know, that's just something I've never seen a language school teach. Well, okay, I lie, my old language school did hire an ex-professor who was like a mathematics education professor, and they did have a very small class, but not many people went to it. Okay, so I have seen it one time. Which leaves you horribly unprepared for any type of technical shit, you know. And then there's just, you know, but, so, I don't know how many years I've put into learning German now. And I'd like to think I've gotten to a pretty good point, but God, whenever Somebody starts going off in deep Saxon, and if they're not speaking loud, like, I can understand it a lot better if they're speaking loud, but there seems to be this other thing that they do where they go deep into Saxon and then they get quiet, like, yeah, man, you know, like, we're gonna, yeah, you know, like, in this place, and you're just like, whoa, God, quit eating your words and fucking speak up, man. This is not my fucking mother language, or, well, that's German, my mother's tongue, or whatever, native speech, Muttersprache. So, it's a mindfuck. Now, I can certainly read and write German and everything. That's, you know, but then they even write in dialect. Sometimes, like, I've got, not WeChat, but, WhatsApp friends who sometimes write me in a little bit of Saxon dialect. I got it a lot more when I was in Bavaria. I'd get Frankish and Bavarian, I'm like, huh? But it actually helped. I was like, oh, now I know why they say things like this. So, yeah, your worst surprise is, say you spend, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 years learning German. You get off the airplane, you go in your bar in Munich, Stuttgart, Dresden or somewhere, and you say, I'd like a beer. And of course you get the beer, but then you have no idea what the hell they just said back to you. And you're like, I thought I knew German. Neat. I hate to say it, you're not going to get that type of experience until you're actually on the ground. Here in good old Germany. But the reason I'm asking this question, well, first of all, I want to say the language is %90 useless outside of Germany, Austria, Switzerland. I think there's a tiny piece of Belgium that speaks it, and Liechtenstein that speaks it. But then, once again, we're going to get back into the whole dialect thing, and if you can speak German in Berlin doesn't mean you can speak it in Vienna or Innsbruck or Salzburg or somewhere, you know, or München or somewhere, especially or Passau or somewhere that's a little bit smaller city out in the country. That doesn't mean anything. I mean, they all understand you, but good luck understanding them. Sorry, I'm trying to pour wine without spilling it on myself. So you're basically spending an assload of time, effort. Learning German is one of the hardest things I ever did. I started as an adult too. Remember, I was like 19 or 20 when I really got serious. Didn't start learning as a kid. It was totally different. I met a American girl here who started learning German when she was like 11 or 12, and I mean, she speaks this very beautiful high German and has a great command of the language and stuff. And I was like, well, you started a little bit younger than I did. And that age, if you know anything about language studies, that age makes a huge difference. So, yeah, especially if you're starting as an adult. So, and then, I mean, we have to ask, what does the media, you know, what access to media, you know, what do the Germans produce that you like? That you want to hear it in German, that you like enough that you want to hear it in German. Because I'm going to tell you, most of the radio over here is in English. I like Rammstein. I don't think you have to be a literature major, though, to understand Rammstein's lyrics. It helps, I think, to get that it's what they call a Wortspiel, a play on words. So, a lot of stuff they're saying is, it has 2 or 3, 4 meanings and might allude to some part of German culture that you would never have any idea of unless you had actually formally studied the language. Yeah. But their television shows aren't that good. They steal most of America's shit. I mean, really, like, German television is like 80% American TV. You know, History Channel, freaking, like the courts thing, you know, like the Judge Judy and shit. They got their own version, but but they got the American one too. Of course, it's all overdubbed, but the big things Germans do is they like their criminal, like mystery shows. They really love that shit. There's a few good German movies that I really love that I thought were better than vast majority of American movies I've ever seen. But I kind of like the dark, depressing, you know, the type of movie that you want to kill yourself afterwards because nobody wins. You know, we all die in the end, kind of. You'll probably end up getting fucked over in life, or, you know, and you'll fall out of love, you know, like the total anti, ride off into the sunset, you know, and live happily ever after. Total anti that. Now, some of those are like, ooh, oh. And then, you know, damn, life is hard. But I actually, I'm gonna see, I got probably another 8-10 minutes here I can record. I want to talk about the future of Germany. I don't think it's good, man. I really don't. I mean, it depends what type of person you are. If you're the type of person who thinks that every Mexican crossing America enriches America's culture, and you think white people have no culture, and you think white people food, like you're stuffing your face full of burritos and whatever, tacos and shit. I mean, I have nothing against either food choice, but, you know, if you're one of those people who, ooh, diversity, tolerance, then you might like Germany. I kind of take a more pessimistic view regarding this stuff. That's not going to end well. That we're already seeing these massive problems with terrorism, increased crime, wage earner, you know, decrease, stagnation and wage earning. God, I think in America the average, you know, when it's all figured in, all the economic math is done, nobody's making more money than they, you know, since 1975. I think I just saw in Britain it's been like 15 years. I don't know what it's in Germany. Germany's done a pretty good job, but it's still, people here are moaning and groaning and bitching, and it's not like it used to be. So, my God, this dumb fucking phone. I hate this motherfucker. Sorry, I'm not gonna edit that out either. But the immigrant crisis, what's coming down the pike, or what's already it's arrived here. I don't live in a big city. The last 3 big cities I've been to in Germany, Stuttgart, Cologne, and Berlin. You walk around in some places and you're like, where the fuck are the Germans? Where are the Germans? You know, that's another thing. You want to spend 5 years perfecting your German and go into a fucking city where, wow, you're the fucking German because you could speak such good German. You know, I'm like, what? I'm an American, man. How long y'all been living here? Oh, 20 years or, you know, or whatever. And you're like, what? And you still can't fucking speak German correctly? Can't spell it, can't write it, can't read it? I'm like, eh? Are you fucking kidding me? It's like, man, they're giving up the ship fast here, man. The water is coming in. There's massive holes in the bow, and water is coming in fast on the German boat. So if you're coming to Germany to, like, see Germans, live with Germans, all that stuff, Don't bet on it. I mean, you'll encounter some. But then they're as deluded as your average American leftist, you know. Oh, no, we're not being replaced. You know, no, Germans will always be in the majority. It's like, oh, really? Have you read what your government has said? You know, have you looked at the population projections? Have you looked at any of this shit? And I know I don't get it from NaziNews.com. I mean, this is the UN, and this is the EU, and this is the German government, you know. And I tend to think they lie. They tend to make it look better than it actually is. So if you really want to relocate to Germany, because of Germans, because you like Germans, because you like German culture, you know, I'm not sure I'd recommend it. I'm not sure there's a future. If you want to come and visit and see some Germans and stuff like that, I was in Erfurt the other week. Dresden is not that bad yet. Leipzig, most of the time, is not that bad yet. But you have to, Bayreuth, last time I was in Bayreuth last year, it wasn't overflooded yet. But there's other places in Germany where you'd be like, huh? I thought I was in Germany, not fucking Morocco or Tunisia or fucking Syria, like I said. No, there ain't many Syrians. Pakistan or whatever, you know. Like, what the fuck happened? Multiculturalism and globalism's what's fucking happened. So, if you're planning on a German vacation, I would do that sooner than later. I wouldn't say, oh, in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I'd like to see Germany. No, I would do it 5 to 10 months from now. 5 to 10 months. It seems there's more and more of these people every day. I was just at a grocery store, and before me was Arabic, and I think behind me was Russian, but these weren't, you know, blonde-haired, blue-eyed Russians. These were tan people, too. It had some sort of... oh, that's Arabic, but I can't do a decent Russian impression. But, just like, what the fuck? My one German friend was waiting on me, okay, so it was like me, him, and the lady sitting at the cash register. I was like, where the fuck are we? And like I said, keep in mind, I'm not in the fucking major city. I'm not where they all want to be. Well, I can't imagine what it's going to be like in 20, 30 years. I do have one prediction. It's going to be bad. I doubt they're going to create some new heaven on earth. That's why I'm thinking next semester I'm going to start learning Polish. I'm actually was looking at some software right now that I should be dedicating more time to this computer programming shit, but I'm getting scared, man. Like, well, not scared in physical whatever. I mean, yeah, I felt that too, but you know, even if I could find a German girl that wanted to marry me, you know, somebody that I could respect and love and had a decent job and all that stuff, would I really want to raise kids in Germany? Well, I'm starting to think no. Probably not. I mean, if you're wealthy, you know, you can buy your way out of it, sure, you know, but German housing prices are way higher than American, because they don't do the McMansion thing here. So, you know, like the house that you paid $300,000 in America for, it's got to be €1 million here, or 800,000 euros or something. Good luck with that one. And then gas prices are higher, so you have to drive to work. You know, if you have to what do they call that? I forget the English word, but you know, drive to work, and it's a long ways off. You're gonna be paying through the nose for gas. And in the school system, I mean, and you never know, they might stick a damn immigrant colony right in the middle of your little fucking village. You know, the government here does not give a shit. It's scary. What else would I, it's just, I could go on and 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 on. I mean, I take my my classes at university in German, and yeah, it's mostly German. There's a few Chinese people in there. Chinese people don't really bother me that too much if they stay a minority. But I have one class, it's an English class, and I can see what my Irish friends say. Man, it's like multicultural USA. Like, God, got every fucking race on Earth, on Earth in here. Like, what the hell's going on? It's scary. I'm thinking about starting to learn Polish. At least Poland seems to be doing something against it, Of course, I'm not even sure will Poland be able to withstand German do-gooders. That's what they Gutmenschen. That's the German derogatory term for them, which we call them like bleeding heart liberals or do-gooders or something in American English. These people are the Gutmenschen, and man, they got a holy crusade. It's like everybody else has thought they knew what was best for the world. They gotta make everybody else do it. They ain't, like, how many immigrants you got in your house? None. And then, but we need more. In Poland, there are a bunch of Nazis. And it's like, boy, this is rich. This is rich. Germans calling the Poles Nazis. This is fucking rich. The Germans remind me of, like the ex-alcoholic or the ex-smoker who wants to ban alcohol or cigarette smoking. Just born-again teetotaler. Instead of like, well, yeah, I couldn't drink alcohol, but you can. No. Alcohol has to be banned. The Germans remind me of that. Oh, we were the racist Nazis. And now nobody can have any little bit of nationalism. We all have to become Europeans, and then the European border has to be open and stuff. And you're just like, oh my lord. We understand. You feel bad about World War II. It's okay. World War II was a long time ago. You've paid enough money. You've suffered enough. Everything was blown up. It's okay. We forgive you. No, these guys are like the most fervent fucking evangelical Christian you'll ever fucking meet. Like, gonna change the whole fucking world. I got the power of Jesus. I'm gonna change